Welcome, Jeremy and Amber. Welcome, welcome, family and friends. Welcome to this most joyous day, to the merriment and festivities. Welcome to the jubilation, to the beautiful and timeless tradition of the celebration of love. You have all traveled a long way to be here today, to bear witness and take part of that celebration. Thank you. Today, we will laugh and we will cry. We will dance and we will sing. But above all, we will honor and rejoice in the bond of love that has forged Jeremy and Amber together and brought them to this moment here today. They will affirm their affection and devotion to one another, formally and publicly. And yet, this affirmation of love would most certainly be dulled could they not share it with their most beloved family and friends. Marcel Proust has said, "Let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom." And so, as Jeremy and Amber embark on their passage to become husband and wife, we recognize not only the love they share together, but the love they share with everyone present amongst us. For each of you has had an impact. Each of you has helped sculpt Jeremy and Amber into the sweet, kind, fun-loving, convivial, honest, hardworking, remarkable young people we all know and adore. They're ever supportive and endearing parents, Gary and Karen, Chappie and Lois. They're benevolent and spirited siblings, Sean, David, Brendan. Their extended family, cherished and esteemed, and a slew, a plethora, a downright overabundance of partners in crime, drinking buddies, and the very best of friends. You know who you are. Allow the rapture of love to overtake you as we revel in the union of these two kind and kindred souls, and find delight with Jeremy and Amber, as today marks the day that forever forward they take each other as husband and wife. Before the bride and groom exchange their vows, they have asked that the people before them participate in the warming of the rings. If you are unfamiliar with the ceremony, it is simply this. The rings will be passed from person to person, row to row. When the rings pass into your care, hold them but for a moment and warm them with your love. Make a silent wish for the future this couple will share. Take the opportunity to wish them health and happiness and all that is good and noble in life. Bestow your blessings, ingrain your love, and infuse your energy so that when returned, these rings will contain within their precious metals that which is all the more precious, your love and pledge of support for their union. So what are we all doing here today? Well, these two crazy kids are getting hitched.
Woohoo!
They're taking the plunge. They're getting married, so they're having a wedding, so here we are. A long time ago, way back when, before I knew anything about anything, I used to think a wedding and a marriage were synonymous. Ooh, how little did I know. But I learned. I learned that a wedding and a marriage are indeed very different things. The wedding's the fun part, the easy part. Although the bride may disagree, what with all the planning and organizing and hair pulling and wine drinking that she's done over the last 2 years. It's fun and beautiful, and people are exuberant and filled with cheer. And it truly is a marvelous miracle of a day. But it's just that, a day, and then it's over. The marriage is every day that comes after. And there will be some that will rival, perhaps even triumph, over the perpetual bliss that today brings. But there will most certainly be others where you will have to carry each other. Times when one is strong and the other is weak. Moments of sacrifice, concession, and compromise. And that is okay, even necessary. For born of that sacrifice is the reassuring comfort, like that of a warm blanket on a chilly autumn day, that you are loved. In deciding what I wanted to say about marriage, I came across a reading from an anonymous author that so aptly expresses the beauty of being married in one short page. And so I'd like to read to you the promises of marriage. Marriage is a promise of companionship, of having someone to share all of life's experiences. Marriage does not promise that there will not be any rough times, just the assurance that there will always be someone who cares and will help you through to better times. Marriage does not promise eternal romance, just eternal love and commitment. Marriage cannot prevent disappointments, disillusionments, or grief. But it can offer hope, acceptance, and comfort. Marriage can't protect you from making individual choices or shelter you from the world, but it will help to reassure you that there is someone by your side who truly cares. When the world hurts you and makes you feel vulnerable, marriage offers the promise that there will be someone waiting to listen, to console, to inspire. Marriage is the joining of two people who share the promise that only marriage can make, to share the sunshine and the shadows, and to experience a richer, more fulfilling life because of it. Most of you here know me, but for those who don't, my name is Zach. And while many of you have only had the pleasure of coming to know either the bride or the groom over the last few years, I have been friends with both of them for a very long time. I have known Amber most of my adult life, and Jeremy and I share deep roots in good old EG. In fact, I have known both of them long before they ever knew each other. And I, honest to God, cannot think of two people who are more perfect together. Sometimes we can look at a couple and quietly think to ourselves, why are they together? I just don't get it. And that's okay. It's not always for us to get, so long as the couple are happy. But when I look at these two, it just makes sense. They belong together. They were made for one another. Two halves of the same whole. The better question would be, how could they not be together? They share so much in common. Take a look around you. Breathe deep the beauty that encompasses these grounds. It is no accident or hasty decision that Jeremy and Amber chose this place to serve as the launching point for the rest of their lives. With a picturesque mountainside just off in the distance, the wind through the trees soothes, their branches bursting with iridescence, the leaves changing the color of flames. The quiet brilliance of this homestead reflects the affinity that these two share for nature, much as the pond below reflects the October-autumn sky. It is merely an extension of themselves and all that they love about life. Hence why they asked you to drive 4+ hours to get here, so they could share with you this fundamental piece of themselves, and in doing so, share with you their happiness. And oh, how happy they are. In fact, that is one of the traits that they share that I both admire and covet. They are always happy. I mean, I have never met two people more jovial, humorous, or upbeat. They are always smiling, always laughing. Look at them now. They're doing it. They're doing it right now. Of course, they have good reason to today, and I hope that they always will. It is their positive disposition that draws people to them and has helped to draw them together. Amber is compassionate. She is generous. She is amiable. She is always optimistic and has encouraging words for any situation. Jeremy is easygoing, good-natured, and funny. Damn it, is he funny. And he certainly thinks so too, because he laughs at the end of every single one of his own stories. But that laugh is infectious. And soon enough, when you hear Jeremy laughing, you're laughing too. Jeremy and Amber savor the flavor of life. The reception is bound to prove that. They eat yummy food, drink good wine, and God bless them, the best craft beer. They wander out into the wild in search of adventure, be it camping or kayaking or hiking, and they jam out to good music, real music, whether it's the Pilfers or Primus, Pearl Jam or Petty, State Radio or Radiohead, Dave Matthews or the Grateful Dead. They are always rocking to something with heart, soul, and groove.
I snorted.
Actually, the first memory I have of these two is music related. We all went to a show together. Tim Reynolds was playing down at Arch Street Tavern with TR3. It was early December when we all assembled down in Hartford for the show. But there were wheels set in motion for these two to meet long before that moment. It's funny how lives intersect. The web of relationships that circle around us and sometimes converge. On the surface, it can appear as mere happenstance. But step back and look at the divine tangle of circumstance our web can weave, and the serendipity fades. Some may call it God's plan or the will of the universe. Some may simply call it fate. It's crazy to think that there was even a time when Jeremy and Amber were not together. So how did it come to pass that perfect strangers came to have their own couple nickname, like Benifer or Brangelina? Seriously, how did I come to call the two of them Gerber? As I mentioned, I have known Jeremy my whole life, and as it turns out, my wife Reagan, the matron of honor, actually knew Amber even before she and I met. So you might think we would have hooked them up sooner, but after high school, Jeremy and I went our separate ways for a while, as oft happens when you make your way into the world. Long story short, sometime later, he and I were reconnected around the same time my wife and I were planning our wedding, which Amber happened to be a very big part of. We've quibbled over this for years now as to who can lay claim to the brilliant notion of setting these two up. And while we both argued who was first to come up with the idea, it was my lovely wife who set it in motion. Now, I wasn't privy to the conversation, but I can almost hear Reagan speaking to Amber about Jer. "Oh my God, Amber, I have the perfect guy for you. He loves to hike. He has a rescue dog for Katrina. He's super cute, super warm, super lovable, and he's single." At the same time, our other very good friend, Amy, who also grew up with Jer, had become friends with Amber and started talking to her about him as well, touting his many great attributes. So poor Amber's getting the 1-2 punch from these ladies, getting all excited about this dude, and she's never even seen the guy. Meanwhile, I'm doing my part for the cause when I take Jer out for sushi, and I start building up Amber the same way. She's really cute. She loves the outdoors. She's wicked friendly. I think you guys would really hit it off. I could tell he was interested, but he was playing it cool, trying not to get too excited. Typical guy move. Fast forward back to the Tim Reynolds show. Now, I don't know if it was love at first sight that night at Arch Street, because they barely spoke to each other, they were so nervous. But just 2 short weeks later, Reagan and I threw our Howard Holiday hoedown party, and guess who was in attendance? I don't remember much about the fun-filled evening, but I do remember the following morning. I came lumbering down the stairs, not expecting to find anything but a tornado of a mess. And what do my eyes behold? But Jeremy and Amber snuggled together on the couch. They looked so comfortable there. Like an old hat. Like they had already been together their whole lives. They snuggled all night on that couch. Don't worry, nothing happened. They were good. They held each other for the first time that night, and they haven't let go since. At this time, the bride and groom have selected several readings that they would like to be shared. The first of which touches on their love of animals, particularly the rescue dogs who they individually and then collectively nurtured and cared for. It will be read by Eliza, sister-in-law to the bride and friend to both. It is called How Falling in Love is Like Owning a Dog.
Okay, bear with me. Thank you, Ted. Come on.
Guys, I'm so sorry. You guys can sit down. I'm so sorry.
Long time. Okay.
Please be comfortable.
First of all, it's a big responsibility. So think long and hard before deciding on love. On the other hand, love gives you a sense of security. When you're walking down the street late at night and you have a leash on love, ain't no one gonna mess with you. Because crooks and muggers think love is unpredictable. Who knows what love could do in its own defense? On cold winter nights, love is warm. It lies between you and lives and breathes and makes funny noises. Love wakes you up all hours of the night with its needs. It needs to be fed so it'll grow and stay healthy. Love doesn't like being left alone for long, but come home and love is always happy to see you. It may break a few things accidentally in its passion for life, but you can never be mad at love for long. Is love good all the time? No. Love can be bad. Bad love, bad. Love makes messes. Love leaves you little surprises here and there. Love needs a lot of cleaning up after. Sometimes you just want to get love fixed. Sometimes you want to roll up a piece of newspaper and swat love on the nose. Not so much to cause pain, just to let love know, don't you dare ever do that again. Sometimes love just wants to go out for a nice long walk, because love loves exercise. It will run you around the block and leave you panting and breathless. Pull you in different directions at once, or wind itself around and around you until you're all wound up and you can't move. But love makes you meet people wherever you go. People who have nothing in common but love. Stop and talk to each other on the street. Throw things away and love will bring them back, again and again and again. But most of all, love needs love, and lots of it. And in return, love loves you and never stops.
Thank you, Eliza.
Thank you.
The next reading will be shared by Tina, friend to both the bride and groom. It is simply called Love.
I love you, not only for what you are, but for what I am when I am with you. I love you, not only for what you have made of yourself, but for what you are making of me. I love you for the part of me that you bring out. I love you for putting your hand into my heated up heart and passing over all the foolish, weak things that you can't help dimly see there, and for drawing out into the light all the beautiful belongings that no one else has looked quite far enough to find. I love you because you are helping me make of the lumber of my life not a tavern, but of a temple. Out of the works of my everyday, not a reproach, but a song. I love you because you have done more than any creed could have ever done to make me good, and more than any fate could have done to make me happy. You have done it without a touch, without a word, without a sign. You have done it by being yourself.
Thank you, Tina. Jeremy, Amber, please turn and face me. It is time to state your intentions. Jeremy, do you come before this gathering of family and friends freely and without reservation to be united in marriage to Amber?
I do.
Will you love her, comfort her, honor, cherish, and keep her through all the joys and difficulties life may offer all the days of your life?
I will.
Amber, do you come before this gathering of family and friends freely and without reservation to be united in marriage to Jeremy?
I do.
Will you love him, comfort him, honor, cherish, and keep him through all the joys and difficulties life may offer all the days of your life?
I will.
Please face each other and hold hands. As your hands are joined, so are your hearts. You have come together to create a marriage, a place of loving and caring, a place of joy, forgiveness, and understanding, a safe place in which to learn and grow and become more than you ever could be alone. Remember to be thankful today and every day for the gift of each other and the love you share. It is time to make your wedding vows.
Me first.
No, you stand down. Jeremy and Amber have written their own special vows, which they will now make to each other. Amber, you first.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I don't like going first. I'm a follower. Jeremy, who knew that when the moment we first laid eyes on each other, nearly 5 years ago, that we would be standing here today? Without a doubt, you are my bestest friend. Getting set up by Zach and Reagan on that first day could have been the most awkwardly amazing thing that has ever happened to me. But here we are, and I'm so honored to be standing here with you today. You are my ray of sunshine. You have fundamentally changed the person that I am. This love has taught me that there are things in relationships that are possible that I had always thought were just fantasies. All of the good things that I have inside of me have been nurtured and have multiplied by your unwavering kindness and care. Thank you for loving every bit of my quirky and sometimes outrageous self. And thank you for your endless support, encouragement, and love. You have always put us on your back. We've certainly had ups and downs in our relationship that have tested the strength of our love physically, emotionally, financially, but it never felt like that. Thankfully, those wounds and bruises heal, and now we're here together, and everything in this moment is perfect. I promise to be your partner in adventure and always be willing to push myself to experience something new with you, and to always trust you and trust us together as we explore. I vow to be more brave when crossing creeks, as long as I always have those sticky things. I promise to be your ray of light as you have always been mine, to lift you up when you are down. I promise to be patient with you and to always help you find your lost keys and wallet just before you become too frustrated, because in truth, they're really not that far. I vow to be the best wife that you need me to be, through the amazing times and through the stagnant times. There will certainly be more challenges for us ahead, And I promise that when it's you in need, I will put you on my back. From this day forward, you shall not walk alone. I give my whole heart to you for the rest of our days. My heart will be your shelter, and my arms will be your home. I love you, Jeremy, to the moon and back.
Oh man, it's tough to go after. Well, I got some too. I'm hoping I don't need my readers, but I'll do my best. What can I say, Amber? You're everything I have ever looked for in a woman. You're an extremely bright, caring person, always thinking of other people before yourself, especially me. You make me feel like I found out what it is to truly love someone. I love what we have in common, and I embrace our differences. They make you who you are, and the person I fell in love with. I fly by the seat of my pants with the it'll all work out attitude, and you're a little more calculated and normally have a plan. Normally, anyway. So I'd say we balance ourselves out perfectly. You're smart and beautiful, but most of all, I know you care for me more than anything. I want you to know that I will always be there for you and show you the same care. Does this make sense? To be there, to learn, to lean on, when you're down, laugh when times are good, and console you in sad times. I can't promise eternal happiness, but I can promise you I will strive to make our lifetime together as happy and prosperous as I can. I will try to keep my little annoyances to a bare minimum. I will try to remember not to put the nice knives and the crystal wine glasses in the dishwasher. And of course, always put the toilet seat up. Down, excuse me. I'm gonna have to work on that one. Next line here. But I'm forewarning you, there will be slip-ups. And you'll just have to deal with it. We need each other after all. You help me pay the bills on time, and I help you with your fantasy football lineups. But all kidding aside, today I feel like the luckiest man I know. And to be able to call you my wife, I vow to you my total devotion and roll with whatever adventures that life throws at us. And do it hand in hand with you. And do it with smiles on our faces. I love you.
Me too.
Yes, sir.
Please pass me the wedding rings.
This is it.
Yeah, hold on one second.
It's okay. I know. Thanks. Way to be there, Doug. That's perfect.
Okay. All right. You good? Okay. Let's do this.
I'm good. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's get married.
Let's get married.
Let's get this.
Jeremy, please repeat after me. Amber, I give you this ring.
Amber, I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end, neither shall my love for you.
As this ring has no end, neither shall my love for you.
I choose you to be my wife this day and every day.
I choose you to be my wife this day and every day.
Amber, please repeat after me. Jeremy, I give you this ring.
Jeremy, I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end, neither shall my love for you.
As this ring has no end, neither should my love for you.
I choose you to be my husband this day and every day.
I choose you to be my husband this day and every day.
Now, if you'll both repeat after me. From this day forward, look at each other.
From this day forward,
You shall not walk alone.
you shall not walk alone.
My heart will be your shelter,
My heart will be your shelter,
and my arms will be your home.
and my arms will be your home.
Antoine de Saint said, "Love does not consist of gazing each other solely, but looking outward in the same direction." So I implore you, go forth into your future together, eyes forward, hands held, hearts open, with bold confidence, knowing the words you have shared and the promises you have made are real. They mean something. They are the very bedrock of the life you build together. And that bedrock is sturdy. Communicate. Listen more than you speak. And do your best to hear your partner for what they intend to convey, more so than how they say it. Far too often the meaning of our words, as well as our best intentions, become ensnared as they travel through the prism of our emotions and are lost as soon as they escape our mouths. Remember this day. Remember this moment when there is discord, and lean into each other, not away. For it is not always about being right or fair, but about being loving and kind, gracious and forgiving. Show love with no remorse, for you are not bound out of obligation, but of desire. Have fun. Enjoy each other. Enjoy your lives. This is the beginning of your amazing adventure together. And so, by the authority vested in me by the state of Vermont, I am bestowed the privilege, the honor, and the joy to say the words, Jeremy and Amber, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
I don't care. I don't care.
And so I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Jeremy and Amber O'Keefe. Congratulations! Let's party! Everyone, if I may have your attention, the bride and groom would like a collective photo with everyone who's in attendance just at the bottom of the hill. So as you walk down, you see where they'll be. So just pause. We're going to get everybody in one nice big photo.